What's up, guys? It's your boy Chance. And today I wanted to talk about something real quick. Sorry, I'm actually looking to see what's on. There's a new bandit. That's always good. But I did kind of want to start this day off on a positive note for you guys. And kind of explain to you guys, what it's like to, live with anxiety. Basically what it's like to live with anxiety and how it does go hand in hand with fear and how you can, and just basic ways that you can utilize to, fight back against it and ultimately, overcome it. Now, before I do start, talking about it, let me, hop on my Facebook here because I did just see that I have a message or some sort of notification. So let me check this notification really quickly. But anyways, I know a lot of people, wonder, why I am the way that I am. Living with, anxiety, fear, and ultimately how I am able to cope with that. First off, let me start off by explaining, my situation. You see, I've been living with anxiety for about, I'd say anywhere from 8 to 11 years. And a lot of you that know me, you guys know what I went through. For those of you that don't know, from about early 2010 up to just last year, I dealt with, verbal abuse. I dealt with mental abuse. I dealt with being lied to, cheated on, belittled. I dealt with being discriminated against. I've been called several names because of it. And over time, that anxiety, that fear, that built up. And I've had people tell me over the years, hey, like you just need to get over it. You need to just get past it, move on from it. Stop living in fear and da da da. And I understand that they were just trying to help. Like, and I get that 110%. Like, I really do get that. I get that, I need to get past it. But what people don't realize is that getting past and or coping with anxiety is not easy by any means. It's very hard to do. It's very hard to, cope with and get past. It's not easy like people make it out to be. I should know I've lived with anxiety since 2010. It's not easy. And with that anxiety comes fear. And and I've always had that fear of every time I would get with someone and I would just get out of a really bad relationship, it would be like 2-3 months, and I'd be out of a bad relationship for like 2 or 3 months, and and I would try to go out there and put myself out there and try to get with somebody, which I did. And they would constantly just be like, you need to get over it, or this isn't going to work out, and blah, 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 blah. And yeah, I understand that I need to get past it. But also, people need to realize that when you have anxiety, you know, that your brain doesn't function, normally when you have anxiety. Let me tell you something. I have the most wonderful girlfriend in the world. She has 3 kids, which I see as my own. She has a service dog. Because as you guys may or may not know, she is half blind. So, that's why she has a service dog. But let me tell you something. I have the best and most wonderful girlfriend in the world that I could ever ask for. I love her to death. Like, I would do anything for her. Like, I would go to the moon and back for this woman. Like, I can honestly say that, she's the one that I do want to eventually spend the rest of my life with. And she wants the same with me. Like, I'm beyond happy about it. I'm ecstatic about that. Because funny thing is, she's the one that actually asked me out. I didn't ask her out. She asked me. So that was pretty cool. That was interesting. But, there's that fear of losing her. Because I've been lied to. I've been cheated on. I've been, everything. Like, I know what that's like to be lied to. Because some of the girls I was with, they would always be like, oh, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, blah, blah. And then I find out later on down the road that they weren't doing what they said they were doing. And they were doing, dumb shit. And it's sad. A lot of people wonder, now that I have, my girlfriend who I know is not going anywhere, do I still have that anxiety? Do I still have that fear? Of course. Even though I know that she's not going to go anywhere, because not only has she, talked about it, she's the first one to actually show it and to be about it. She actually proves to me every day that she's not going anywhere and that she's not going to do like the others did. But even though she does that, that fear is still there in the back of my mind, and it can't be helped. It's a very scary situation when it comes to anxiety and fear, because people don't understand that when you live with anxiety and you live with fear and you're with somebody and you have that constant fear, even though they're not going to go anywhere, that feeling, that fear, that anxiety, it takes over. It overrides, your knowing that that person's not going to go anywhere. That fear of them leaving you, that overrides your rational thinking. And that's not your fault. That's not anyone's fault. That's how it works. And people don't understand that when you live with anxiety, fear goes hand in hand with that, and people don't understand how. Well, let me explain it. When you have anxiety, you're constantly, on edge. And with it, it brings fear. Whether it be, the fear of, losing someone, fear of being on stage in front of people. Like, no matter what you have anxiety for, that fear is always going to lurk right behind it. And like I said, that's not your fault. Like, I've lived with anxiety since 2010, and it's not easy. It's a very scary situation. And a lot of people think, you're always scared, you're always this, you're always that. No, not always. You know, Anxiety doesn't just, take over your life all day, every day. You go through the motions of, you just like any other day, just like anybody else. You have your good days where it doesn't take over, and then you have your really bad days where you can't control it. But for those that are living with anxiety, there is a way out. And a lot of people don't realize it, but talking about your anxiety, talking about your fears, talk to somebody that you trust, whether it be your mom, your dad, your aunt, your uncle, a friend, a teacher, go to somebody that you can trust and talk with them. Go to somebody that you know would understand. Because a lot of these professionals, they really don't understand. They say they do, but they're just there to be paid. You know what they get paid for? To tell you, oh, it's okay, I understand, it's okay, you'll be fine. How do you feel? That's what they get paid for. And a lot of them have never even faced anxiety or fear themselves. They don't know what it's like to be in that mindset. So, how can they sit there and say that they know when they don't? Because to them, you're just another paycheck. That's all it is for them. Granted, yes, I got lucky when I got out of jail and I had to go through anger management, counseling. Thankfully, I had a counselor that knew exactly what I went through. He knew what I went through. He had gone through a lot of the same stuff, so he understood. He understood where I was coming from, and I thank God for that. Because of that counselor, I'm in a lot better place as far as my anger management goes. But with anxiety, I still face it every day. And is it an easy thing to deal with? Not at all. A lot of times it's one of the hardest things to deal with, you know? Well, let me tell you, you can get past the anxiety. If you have anxiety about, talking to this beautiful girl that you like, you're nervous, you're scared, and you really want to talk to her, just go up and talk to her. And the most that she can do is turn you down. The most that can go wrong is that she turns you down and you still stay single. But the good side is she could, talk to you back and you guys could, work something out. And that's, you know, but if you're on a more severe level like what I've gone through, it's a very scary thing to deal with. And like I said, I don't always have my bad days. I don't always have my good days. There are those days where it's like right in the middle. Some days, I have anxiety and fear. Some days I don't. It's not an easy thing to deal with. So for those that are living with anxiety on the most severe levels, I want you guys to know that you are not alone. There are people like myself out there every day that suffered through it. And you can get past it. It takes time. Just like with me, every day I fight through for my girlfriend and our 3 kids. Well, her 3 kids, who I see as, who I see as my own, which is why I say our kids. I love those kids to death, man. Even though they are in, foster care at the moment, I still love those kids as if they were my own flesh and blood, like without a doubt. I love my girl and those kids to pieces and back. But, you know, I want you guys to know that there is help out there. Like I said, whether it be, writing a song, whether it be writing a poem, or the simplest thing is talking to somebody, fear can be overcome. Anxiety can be overcome. You just have to find the way that helps you, that isn't drug or alcohol related. Find something that, will take your mind off that fear, that will take your mind off that anxiety, and continue to do that. Continue to use that to positively push yourself. Because like I said, it's not your fault that, you live with anxiety, that you live with fear. That's not your fault. A lot of you guys went through very serious situations that put you there. And that's not your fault. And to those that are being not so understanding about it, hopefully this shows you guys just what people like myself go through when we deal with anxiety and when we deal with fear. Hopefully you guys understand that now. And hopefully the next person that you talk to that has anxiety, fear, hopefully you're a little bit more understanding and are willing to step in to help them. Because like I said, it's not our fault where we're at. It happened, yes. But it's not our fault. So stop blaming us and, stop the blaming and start being more understanding. Because if you're more understanding and you're more compassionate and you sit down with these people and talk to them, maybe you guys can help them out in a lot more of a way than you realize. Well, with that being said, guys, I am going to hop off here. I hope I did help you guys a little bit in some way. I will be doing an inspirational live stream here in just a little bit. I also will be doing a live stream on Mixer as well as on Twitch throughout the day, so be ready for that. But with that being said, I love you guys, and I'll see you guys later. And also to my wonderful, amazing girlfriend, Kendall, aka Becca, I love you, baby. Mwah. Can't wait to see you. Can't wait till you get up here. It's going to be amazing. I can't wait to spend time with you and the kids. That's going to be incredible. But with that being said, I love you guys. Peace.